you guys, welcome to the Rubber Room. My name is Chris Colley. I am an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator in the city of Rochester Hills in Michigan, and I am going to share some things with you here today. I know this isn't my usual day or my usual time, and at this point I don't think I have a usual day or a usual time. I have been sort of off of the air, if you will, for quite some time now. And I'm just kind of getting back into a little bit of a routine and coming back on. So I am going to leave my regular dates on my calendar, which is every Wednesday and the first Friday of every month for Fun Folds. So I have some things on my calendar that I do every month or plan to do every month. I'm just kind of getting back into feeling better since the beginning of the new year, actually. So I'm doing the best that I can here, and I hope that you guys are enjoying what I am able to share with you. So coming up on March 15th, I have a class called Hooray for Surprises. It is based on this bundle that is in the January to April mini catalog, and it's on page 13. I have a guest as a designer for this class, and she's working right now as we speak on our samples for this. So very grateful to her and all of her help that she gives me. And she has a very different style. Mariel is her name. She has a very different style than I do. So it allows me to offer my customers and my downline a little bit of a different stamping technique than what I normally share. So it's good for you in that way. We get to share a lot more creativity with you. So the thing with this stamp set is it is an interactive stamp set. I'm going to share with you, they have coordinating dies with it, so you get this great stamp set, which is really, you know, everybody needs a birthday cake and a candle, right? But I love this heart with the tulips in it. That one really just kind of touches me. And then it has all of these great dies with it. And you can see the dies are a little different in that they're, they have like these little tabs on the side of them. So what happens is you can see this is inside the card, and then you pull it out and there's like a surprise image on the inside. So it has this little pull tab, and you pull, and then this one actually has a stamp that says open here, and it's kind of like a ribbon opening. So, and of course you can use them the regular way without the little tab on them like they are in that box. So really a creative stamp set. And like I said, we're going to be doing a class on that March 15th. The deadline to register is March 10th. You can find all the details on the calendars on my blog and my website, and I have been marketing it also. So today we are going to be going back to celebration. As I said, I missed a lot of celebration things, so I am coming back with celebration right now and giving you the opportunity to, as a bonus with a qualifying order, earn some of those celebration kits. So today we're going to be working with the Watercolor Melon stamp set. Isn't this beautiful? I think that is so fun. And it also coordinates with the Modern Label or the Modern Oval Punch. So, and this was also a class that Mariel designed for me. We did a celebration Super Saturday, and we had 3 classes. One was the Softly Sophisticated, this one, and then the Jungle Pals. So later this week, I'll be sharing the Jungle Pals with you. And this was one of the cards that I got in a swap, which I thought I would share because I think it's so pretty. I love that designer series paper, and this is just kind of the perfect layout too. You have the 3 circles, and those are from the Deckled Circle Dies, which are online exclusive products. So let's hop right in. We're going to have plenty of time to chit-chat as we go along because there's a lot of cutting to do with this one. So this one I think is super cute. It is with Shaded Spruce and Melon Mambo. And then, of course, that gorgeous gingham ribbon I think is just so pretty. Now this is one of the deckled circle dies that is cut and then folded in half. And then we've layered another one of those deckled circle dies on top of it. And for this one, we're going to have our two. This is Shaded Spruce and Melon Mambo. And then we have our little tag and our bow. So that's kind of how your kit comes. And we used the, hang on, what? I'm dropping everything over here. Okay, we used the Raindrops embossing folder. So if you don't have this folder, it's a good one for raindrops, but also for something like this because it looks like seeds. Doesn't it kind of look like watermelon seeds there? I think that's such a cool idea. Okay, and then we have this piece of scrap paper. So we're going to start with our stamping. And we're also going to be using these loose daisy embellishments. If you haven't seen these before, they're just flowers, little daisies, and they're yellow and white and shaded spruce for leaves, and they're so pretty. A little bit of Melon Mambo or pink in the middle there, and yellow in the middle. Just really a pretty, it's kind of a novel little what do I want to say? Accessory. That's the word I was looking for. So we're going to start off with some shaded spruce. And I don't see my Melon Mambo here. That is a weird one. Let me just pop over for 1 second and see if I can find it. Okay, I found it. You guys that know me know I'm never always fully prepared. I wish I was, but sometimes it doesn't always go that way. So we're going to start off with shaded spruce, and this is a little piece of scrap paper. I'm just going to stamp. This is going to be our watermelon rind. And you can see this is what we call it's a photopolymer stamp, and I don't know where I put my little, here it is, okay, and it is kind of two-tone. I guess if I turn it this way, you can see it better. I need to wash my blocks. Yeah, and you can see it looks kind of like a photo. There's kind of a little graph, kind of, I don't know what you want to say. It goes lighter to darker, so there's like some built-in shading in there with it. So, and I also am going to stamp my sentiment, which is going to be birthday wishes. I'm going to stamp that right on my little die cut piece. That is really, I'm going to turn that over and try it again. I'm actually going to stand up this time when I try it. I'm going to make sure it's lined up perfectly with my grid paper. And then I'm going to stamp it. And there we go. Because it's a photopolymer stamp, you can see exactly where it's going to go. Well, I'm not crazy about that either. So I'm going to take my scrap paper and I'm just going to stamp it on here for now. And we will grab that die later and cut it out. Or I may just fancy cut it with my scissors. We'll see. we'll see how I'm feeling. So then I'm going to come in with my Melon Mambo, and I am going to stamp the center part of my watermelon. For some reason, I don't think I got that inked really good, so I'm going back in for more. And you can see I'm just going to line it up right inside the green. Okay? And I'm having a hard time stamping this morning, I think. All right, I'm getting some brand new paper snips. Maybe this will bring me some better luck. And really, what gal does not love new paper snips? Oftentimes I send this as an accessory because it's very economical, and I love new snips. It's like opening new dimensionals, right? Okay, so I'm going to turn this one over, and I'm actually going to stamp this again because I want my my bottom closer to the top. I want my watermelon rind closer there. Then I got it on my last one. So I'm going to try again. Oh boy, got really black here all of a sudden, and now I hear some thunder. Yuck. I do not care for that sound. But there is truly no better place to be than in the rubber room, stamping and sharing with you guys while that's going on outside. So now I'm going to take some seeds, and we're going to put them on. We're going to stamp them in our black Memento ink. And I'm just going to stamp them right on. I think I'm going to do it. Yeah, we want them coming down, so I'm going to do this way. There we go. I'm going to do the same on this one. And I am not going to really worry about that piece there, but I will show you. You can easily take a piece of scrap paper or Post-it note, whatever you have handy there, and just kind of add more seeds up there if you wanted to, okay? So I'm just going to use this as kind of a mask, if you will, and line it up with the top of my watermelon and put a few more seeds on there, okay? All right, I think we're getting in the groove here finally, right? I'm going to throw this piece away. I might use it to cut my words out with. Okay, so then we're just going to cut out our, no, we are not going to do that. Let me grab my punch. I am really not ready here, you guys. Okay, I guess we will do it. I don't see my modern oval punch, but if you can find your modern oval punch, this will punch out with that punch. Here it is right in front of my face. Okay. Thank you guys for tuning in today for the comedy show. Hey, Michelle. I hope you're enjoying some sunny weather and no rain there, right? I think you save all that for us Michigan friends. Okay, so I remember saying that this would fit in our modern oval punch. So I'm just going to put this little, it's a Post-it note, but it's going to work like a handle for me. And I'm going to open my punch up. and put it right inside there. And then I'm going to punch it out. So you can see it is lined up with my stamp. How fun is that? And I'll take another one. And we are going to trim the top. You can trim it using your you can actually put these both together if you wanted to, but we had all that scrap paper there, so I'm gonna get this one in here. Wow, Chris, I am surely having a morning here. Okay, I'm gonna go this way and see if I can't make this look even harder than I already am, right? Okay, so I've got it in there lined up. I'm going to punch it out. There we go. So we have all of our scripts over here, and I'm going to take my brand new snips and just give it a cut along here. And you can use your paper trimmer if you want to. I don't think I need to be that exact. At this point, I'm feeling like I could find a way to cut my finger off with the paper trimmer this morning. It will all be good. Okay, and now I'm going to bring in my bone folder. I need to treat myself to a new one of these. I don't know how these get so nappy looking, but... Okay, so I'm going to just score. I'm going to just burnish on the score lines that are already here. Okay, I'm going to take some glue. I'm not normally a green glue person, but I am a green glue person today when it comes to this. So I'm just going to put, it's not really green glue, it's anywhere adhesive, but we call it green glue because it has the green top and the bottom to it. So I'm going to put this right over top of my shaded spruce. So again, that's Melon Bamboo and shaded spruce. I'll open it up and make sure that glue goes all over there. Get to know my little nooks and crannies. And then I'm going to come back to my happy birthday here. And I'm actually just going to give it a little snip on both ends. The die cut, of course, is much nicer, but this will work perfectly. I'm actually going to just kind of go straight and come down around my Y. And you could cut the whole thing straight if you wanted to. And then we'll go up. And I'll do the same thing around my T's and my H's. And that'll just kind of give it a little more character up there. Okay? We always say that there are no mistakes in crafting. There are just creative opportunities. So I'm going to call that a creative opportunity. And we'll keep moving along because I am thinking that those words will look absolutely beautiful on here. So I'm going to start to build my card with a little... I think I'm actually going to put that one there. And then I'm going to come in with my birthday wishes. Yeah, I think I'm going to move this one around so I can cover that little spot there. Okay. So See how crazy my creative process is, you guys? Everybody thinks I have it all together, and surprise! All right, let's do that. And then I'm going to put some dimensionals on this other piece here. I have some that are just around the edges, and I think that's what I'm going to use. We have lots of dimensionals. We have foam adhesive strips, we have foam adhesive sheets, we have regular dimensionals, and we have mini dimensionals. So we have lots of different ways for you to be able to lift your image and kind of give it some pop and some dimension. I'm going to use these old snips to cut this sticky stuff with. That way my new snips, my brand new snips, will stay nice for a while. I actually have some scissor charms that people have given me, and I think I'll pop one of those on the new one so you'll know which one is the new one. Okay, so I'm gonna raise that up a little bit and come in like this. And I'm going to put a little glue dot on my bow. Some of my customers don't like tying bows, so normally if you come to a class with me, your bow is going to be pre-tied and all ready for you. I'm really going to put that glue dot on there now. And go up just a little bit. There we go. And then I'm going to come in, and I actually am going to just dauber on a tiny bit of glue. I'm going to get my silicone mat here and just put a little bit of glue there. And then I'm going to take my little tweezers and just add a little spot of glue. These little dots are super tiny, so you don't really need a lot of glue. So that's my best way to get just a little bit of glue. You could also use our fine tip glue pen if you wanted to do that. We have as many adhesives as we have dimensionals, so you just need to find one that you like to work the best with and go with that. So I'm going to put some white ones on here, and I think I want white ones with little flowers. I'm sorry, little leaves. Some of them don't have leaves, and some of them do. So I'm going to pick the ones that do have leaves, and I'm just going to kind of push them down into where I put my glue. This one I want to make sure that my leaf is on my pinks so that it will show up on my Melon Mambo. And this one I think I want to put towards the top. Here we go. Okay. So this is what they call a rocker card, meaning that it will rock. The first one I got like this was from Michelle, who is on here watching. It was absolutely beautiful. I think they are so fun, and I'm always looking for different card ideas. So this is a really fun one to be able to mix it up with and kind of increase your fun fold stash there. Get these back before I lose them. Okay, and next we're going to do one that is so soft. Doesn't this look so soft and so pretty? I love it. Okay, so let's get out all of our pieces here. And we're going to be using soft sea foam and petal pink for this one. And we've also used some words from this one, this stamp set called Sweetest Cherries. And this is in our big annual catalog. We're going to use that big sweet there. Okay, and we're going to start. I'm actually going to stamp my words. We're just going to use that little your that's there. And so I'm just going to ink that part of my stamp. Okay, let's smooth this up here. And this is another thing to be sure you remember. You don't have to always use the whole sentiment, and everything doesn't always have to be from the same stamp set. So we're using this one, and then the sweet from the Sweet as a Cherry, and then we're using the images from the watermelon set. So we're using quite a few different products, but our Stampin' Up! Products all coordinate, so you don't have to really be concerned about will it go, will it match, will it look nice. It always does. If you're using Stampin' Up! Products, you know it's always going to look nice. They're always going to coordinate. And it's something, let me get up there so you can see what I'm doing. I don't know how I get so close to myself and so far away from you guys. Oh my gosh, these new snips. I'm loving them. Okay, so I did stamp my sweet and cut it out so you wouldn't have to watch me do that. And we have some soft sea foam that is 4 1/4 by 11. We've scored the 11-inch side at 5 1/2. I'm just going to fold and burnish on that score line. And then I have a piece of basic black that is 5 3/8 by 4 1/8. And I'm just going to put this on with some regular Stampin' Seal. And I like how this card opens. You can always add like another rocker card, a different opening, a different fold. All of it will add some texture, some dimension, just some fun to your card and make it a little bit different. Okay? All right, so there is that. And we have our words. So now I'm going to take this piece of Whisper White, which is 4 1/4 by, I'm sorry, it's 4 by 5 1/4. And we are going to make our background with this one. And we're going to stamp off, so we're going to get a really light image. And by stamp off, I just mean we're going to stamp on our scrap paper and then stamp onto our cardstock. Okay, so this is called a second generation. And I'm going to do that throughout, just making some background paper for us. And this is always a really fun way to get a little bit of a different color and to get a really nice background. I have something on my stamp there that's kind of bumming me out. I'm sure you guys can see it right there. And all of them is just kind of right at the top there, but it will be okay. And there we go. Okay, so that is my watermelon. And again, that one is petal pink. It looks so soft and sweet and adorable. And then I'm going to come in with my watermelon rind. And I am going to stamp that. Let me make sure we're going to do a second generation again. I'm going to stamp it. And then I am going to really, let me see. I'm going to stamp it, and then I think I'm going to go full strength with it. Oh, definitely, I like it that way. A little bit of a glare, but I think I'm getting them lined up. I think this is so sweet. And it's a lot of fun to be able to take your stamp and make your own background paper. Do just a little tiny bit there. All right. And we're going to come in with some memento, and we're going to stamp some seeds, right? We need some seeds. And again, we're going to stamp off with these seeds. And I am stamping off just because I want to kind of keep them as light as the kind of meaty part, if you will, of our watermelon. This is actually making me hungry for watermelon in summer, right? It should be time. Here we go. I'm gonna miss the bottom part of those. There we go. Just gonna go back in and fake it up. There we go. Okay. And we also have just this little one seeder that I'm going to use, and just give this, whoops, almost forgot to stamp off there. Okay. All right, so that is our watermelon background there, and I'm just gonna put some adhesive on the back of this. I'm not gonna go all the way around it. If I have embossed it, I would go all the way around it, but I didn't emboss it, so I think just some of it on the edges is plenty. And I just kind of lay it on there, and then I'm gonna smoosh it down. Okay. Yeah, and I'm gonna get some mini dimensionals. Just had those dimensionals out. They're in like this huge box. Here we go. I always keep them in my stamping case because that way they don't get lost, right? We saw how good that worked. And these are my mini dimensionals, and I'm just using the backs of those. And again, these are the pieces that go around the edges. So you definitely don't want to throw those out. You want to keep them so you can use them for things like this. I think a little bit more white up here than I kind of want. So that's where I'm going to put my sentiment for this one. And then my little words. Oh, I think I have the perfect size for that. These little mini dimensionals were made for these kind of little cuts that you're gonna be doing. And I always keep the little glue dots that come in my paper pumpkin kits because I love them and we don't want to waste anything. And they're a little easier sometimes for me to use than the other ones. So we're just gonna do a little You're Sweet. Isn't that adorable? And I think I'm gonna grab some ribbon and add, let me see what's in here. No ribbon in there. I'm gonna grab a piece of ribbon and add a little bow right at the bottom of it. Here we go. And this is just our gingham ribbon. And I'll show you Mariel's sample. She did it. She did her words down at the bottom. But I had a little too much white space at the top because I stamped my background different. And all of our cards will be different. No two cards are ever going to look exactly the same, just as no two fingerprints are going to look exactly the same. We are all our own unique individuals, and so our cards will be unique also. Okay, so I'm just going to kind of put that right there. I'm going to do it right here, I think. And I'm going to grab one of these little glue dots because they happen to be right here. And I'm going to put it right there. There we go. So it says, "You're sweet." Isn't that cool? I like it. And we used some of the little candied gems on that one. And no bow. So they're both a little bit different, but the same kind of technique with the same kind of background there. So lots of fun. Michelle's already in Florida where you have that summertime weather that's absolutely beautiful. So we have one more to go. Hi, Anna. How are you this morning? Oh, Michelle, hopefully it will rain, be cloudy rain, and then get all better for you. Anna, I'm glad you're watching. I hope it's not rainy and dark at your house like it is here. And if it is, I hope you're going to find some time for stamping to make it a little more palatable, right? So this one, we're going back to the bright, really fun, vibrant colors. We're going to do Sweet Sorbet and Granny Apple. Okay? Trying to keep myself organized so I don't lose things. And we all know how that goes, right? So we have these letters on this card. And these letters are from the online exclusives called Mini Alphabet Dies. So your dies look like this, and you pop all of the letters out. So we have the letters cut out, and we're actually going to color them so they look like a watermelon, right? How fun is that going to be, you guys? And let's see our little card packet. We have the card packet kind of put away because this is actually what all of your cards come in, but I wanted to keep this one for this particular card because it has all of the letters in it. So the letters kind of just sort of fly about, right? So we're using twine in the, I think it's Lemon Lime Twist and Poppy Parade, and those are the in colors, and they're the in colors that are going to be retiring, right? It's, yeah, kiwi. I can't remember what that green is called. But it is the retiring one that's happening, and I will look it up and put it on my notes for you. So then we have some designer series paper, and we're going to actually we have a piece of sweet sorbet that is 8.5 by 5.5, 8.5 sides, scored at 4 1/4. So I'm just going to fold and burnish on that score line. I'm going to add my piece of white, and this is just basic white. And I'm going to add that flat. We're going to pop up some of our banners with our words, and so we're going to leave this flat so we can pop up our banner. And this is some of the, wow, that was really crooked. Some of the paper that was also part of the items that were added to a celebration. So you could get this pack of designer series paper for free also. And it has some great colors and patterns to it. We're going to use this black one. And I'm going to wrap these pieces around it. One of each. And then I'm going to cut this with my new snips so I can use that part to tie my bow with. And I'm going to put just a little bit more. I hope we're not going to lose our power, you guys. So we like to be the first ones to lose power all the time. So, all right. So I've got that down, and I'm going to come in with a little bit of Stampin' Seal Plus. Put that right over top of that ribbon, so my ribbon's not going to go anywhere. We want that ribbon to stay right where it is. So put that right on top of it, and add this piece of designer series paper right on top of our basic white. Okay, now let's do some stamping. We have this big piece of paper in here. Put our sweet over there. We have our, that's gonna go up there. And then I'm really just going to tie my bow right now because I'm thinking about it right now. And again, these were cards that we made during our celebration. We had 3 classes. It was a lot of fun. All of the celebration designs in this catalog were very different from one another, so they had very unique things about them that you could enjoy. So people that liked flowers had a perfect flowers stamp set. People that liked the fun frilly had the Jungle Pals. This one was just kind of a really sweet summery one with a watercolor look to it, and it's also a distinctive one, so that one means that it has that almost like a photograph quality. You can see how it's got the dark images and then kind of the lighter ones. They call that distinctive, and that is definitely one of my favorite types of stamp sets. I'm gonna wash these off because we used them on our other cards, so we don't want to get that yucky ink spreading on everything in my ink pads. So we are gonna do some leaves on this one, and they're actually vines, watermelon vines. And you can see this distinctive stamp set gives it just the right amount of shading. And there. There's a lot of stamps with this one. So that's our granny apple. And then we're going to come in with our Poppy Parade. Let's get some of these things we've already used out of the way. That one we've used. This one we're going to use again. Okay. So let's get our Poppy Parade in here. And that's going to be our watermelon. I'm going to sink it right down in there. There we go. Isn't that pretty? That makes me hungry for watermelon now. That actually should have been a slice of watermelon instead of a wedge of watermelon. So, let me go back to square one with that one. Oh, time is moving way too quickly here, right, you guys? So, let's give it the wedge. Wow. Goes on the other piece. I'm trying to discern where all of my watermelon slices are. Okay. Now, I know I just used it. There we go. Okie dokie. I think I might be on track here. We are going to try it on some scrap paper and see how it works. All right, let's try. We'll get you out of the way. We'll get you over here. And some watermelon rind and a topper. Okay. I'm just going to set that right on top of it. And then we're going to come in and put some seeds in it. Provided I can find my seeds, right? So much for keeping everything in order. So I'm done, please. All right. It's been quite the fun morning here for us, hasn't it, ladies? Okay, so we're going to give this one lots of seeds. There we go. Okay, and then we are going to, while we have our inks and stamps out here, I am going to take my letters for the word sweet. And I'm going to put them on, let's see if I'm going to. That one is upside down. And the sticky, what do you call that? Post-it note should make it so that these letters stick to it, but it obviously is not very sticky because my letters are kind of going all over. But let's keep, there we go. And we want these letters to look like a watermelon. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my green just a little tiny bit at the bottom, because again, we want it to look like rind, watermelon rind. I'm going to ink it up again and come back over here. Okay, and then I'm just going to, and you can do this with blender brushes. You can do it with the actual rind stamp if you want to. I'm just going to wash this one off real quick. Get the green out of there. And I'm going to ink it up in my Puppy Parade. I'm going to ink the whole thing. And I'm going to go this way. I'm going to take my S off because I think I can get it all in one swoop there. So it'll look like a little bit of a watermelon, and then I'm going to do just my S. Okay. There we go. Okay. And so now we're just going to do a little bit of cutting, and then we're going to assemble. So I'm just going to really quick kind of cut out my watermelon wedge here. I think doing that sweet like that, and those letters are just perfect. If you're looking for an alphabet that's a smaller alphabet, this one really lends itself to, you can put lots of letters on a card, and you know, just when I think of watermelon, I think of that sweet juice running down the side of your face, and oh boy, watermelon is like one of my favorite foods. When we were little, we used to eat the watermelon, and then my mom would candy the rind on it, and oh my goodness, that was just such an amazing treat. We got 3 of these flowers. You know what, why don't we punch our little guy out before I cut that part off, and that will make it so much easier. So you can see that watermelon's going to line up just perfectly in there. And we just have a couple of these that we're going to cut around. And we're going to add a little bow. I should have cut out these before we got going here. And we've been on here about a little over an hour, so I'm going to leave these to cut out until later. But you have your letters, you have your wedges, and your things, and your little watermelon. We're going to put them together on our card, so it's going to look like this. So there's your watermelon that you punched out, and your little wedges. And then these are just little dots that we colored with the sweet sorbet blends to give them that color. And then again, your letters were just popped up there. So they're popped up on the white, and they're popped up on the black. So you have this beautiful card. So we have this one. We have our rocker card. And we have this beautiful one in the pastels. And these are all from the Watercolor Watermelon Stamp Set. So, and again, the special is when you place a qualifying order, I will send you a free celebration product and a free card kit. And I will put the link for ordering in the comment section below this. Thanks so much for tuning in, Michelle and Cindy and Anna. I hope you guys have a wonderful rest of the day. Bye-bye.